Hi, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to start a new series of videos that are mostly just information, not actual tying flies. It's just going to be about information about fly tying. When I was doing classes years ago, especially the beginning classes, not only were we tying flies in those classes, I was teaching people how to tie them. I was also giving out a lot of information in terms of the tools, the materials, the hooks, all this other information. And it dawned on me a long time ago that I should be writing some articles on some of this. And I have over time. I'm not big into writing, let's put it that way. I don't mind it, but finding the time, eking out that time to do that is difficult. And it dawned on me not too long ago that what I should do is just do them in videos, just like I did in the classes. So that's what I'm going to do. The first one is on scissors. I'm going to talk about those in just a moment. Others that are coming out will be about different vices, maybe about different bobbins, different threads, the difference between dry fly hackles and not dry fly hackles, things like this. It's just a series of informational things. These are all going to be for members only on Locals. So for those who do support Dressed Irons over on Locals, I appreciate it. Initially, this is just going to be extra content for you. After a year or so, I'll probably start making those public to everybody else on YouTube. But for now, they're just going to be up on Locals. Just a thank you, a little addition for supporting me over there. So I'm going to jump right into it. When people ask me about different tools and different things in fly tying, and a lot of times they would ask me, what are some of the most important tools to use in fly tying? In my opinion, and this is just me and my experience, in my opinion, probably the most important tool that you can use in fly tying is a good pair of scissors. You can tie flies without a vise. They were for decades, for hundreds of years actually, without a vise. You can use without a bobbin, you can tie flies. So to me, having a very good pair of scissors with a nice, fine, sharp point is really, really important, because the two most important things in fly tying, again, my opinion, is thread control and material management. Being able to get your scissors in there and get a nice clean cut right where you want it, if you're looking for really, really nice looking flies, is very important. So with that said, I'm going to talk about different scissors that you use in fly tying. A lot of people, they get into this, they look at a $30 or $40 or $50 pair of scissors and they think that's too much. I'll just go get some cheap scissors, or maybe I'll get some Fiskars over at the hobby store or whatever, and that will do me. And it can. However, you're going to find after a while you really, really need something that's got a finer tip to it and really, really sharp and stays sharp. Now, years ago, when I first started, one of the pair of scissors that I really, really liked initially were these made by a company called Anvil. And these are a spring-loaded scissor. Basically, you just put them in your hand, close them, and they spring back open. Now, Anvil is no longer in business that I'm aware of. I do think that they went out of business, or at least stopped making the scissors, which is a shame, because these were some of the best ones around. If you tie long enough, most people will find that they actually start to hold their scissors in their hand instead of putting their scissors down and then picking them up when they need to snip and then putting them back down again. Now, that's not to say everybody does. There are plenty of people do. There are great tiers that's how they do it. One particular gentleman I know said he didn't, because he was always afraid if he had the scissors in his hand like this, he'd reach up to scratch his nose and poke his eye out. So, there is that to consider. So years ago, I started to tie with these spring-loaded scissors because I started holding my scissors in my hands all the time. Now, after a while, Anvil at the time also had a pair of scissors that they have their standard set here with the two thumb finger holes enclosed, and they had one that was open. I found myself gravitating to this particular pair over time, and it's probably been 15 years that I've been using these, and these are my go-to scissors. Partly because they're comfortable, but they have a really, really nice fine tip to them, and they're very, very sharp. Now, unfortunately, like I said, Anvil doesn't make scissors anymore, but there are other companies. Dr. Slick is one of them. I have a number of Dr. Slick scissors that are very, very good. These are a little stouter, especially deeper in the throat of the scissors. The other thing is the finger holes. You need to get something that's your fingers are going to fit in real well. These are made by Kopter, Kopter, and they're very nice. I mean, they're really nice, fine tip. You've probably seen in some of the videos I cut, the wings, waste from the wings off, things like this. Problem is my fingers. I can hardly get my fingers in these things. So there is that. Now, there's another company that came out a number of years ago, or maybe they've been around longer, but I became aware of. Renomod, I think is how it's pronounced. I may be pronouncing that wrong. If I am, please let me know in the comments down below. I have not tried their scissors. They've been promoted pretty good, and a number of people say they really, really like them. So keep that in mind. The most important thing to keep in mind about scissors is you want to have a nice pair of scissors that you take care of. So when you're tying, the tips of those scissors are always going to be nice and sharp and clean. Whether it's a pair like this or Dr. Slick's or a Renomod or whoever, you're going to get these and you're going to take care of them. You're not going to cut hard and coarse material with these. Now, what is hard and coarse material? Any of your wires, some of your metal tinsels, like even an oval tinsel, you don't want to cut with them. Even your close-held foam is an abrasive, hard material. It's tough on that edge. So in that case, what you want to do is you want to get a pair of what I consider more disposable scissors. This is an old pair I had from, I don't know, maybe even from some tying kit years and years ago. And I don't know if you can see it I'll change the angle here, but deep in that throat, there's little nicks in the edge of it. These are for cutting wire, for cutting any hard tinsels, lead wire, anything like that I need to cut. That's what I use. Because if these get trashed, if they just no longer cut, and I'm not also worried about the edge and the profile of the cut or anything like that, I can just pitch them, get another pair. The other thing is, get yourself a pair of just general craft scissors. These are $2.99 Wally World, craft scissors. Great for cutting sheets of foam, for cutting anything else that's hard and coarse you don't want to cut with your fine scissors. And again, if they lose their edge or whatever, chuck them. Now, one other thing I can say about the scissors is you can cut your wires and things with your nice scissors. Just don't do it out by the tip right here. Put the wire way down in the throat. You can cut it down there. If it gets nicked down there or dulled up or whatever, no big deal. You can still cut through the wire, but you're preserving the nice tips of those scissors. So like I said, in my opinion, as humble as it is, a good pair of scissors is probably the most important tool in fly tying, because you just can't get, nice clean edges and cuts on material and things that you need with a inexpensive, cheap pair of scissors. You will find that you will get a whole host of different scissors over the years, trying different things, and you'll like certain ones. Don't be afraid to, get rid of some of them if they've gotten dulled up, or pass some on to somebody else and stick with the ones you're most comfortable with. So there's the first kind of supplemental, informational video on tying tools. I've got some others that I'm going to do, like I said, on the difference in different vices, as well as other whip finishes, even doing whip finishes, things like this. So look for those coming out. If you have any suggestions, if you have any questions or suggestions, if there's something you're interested in learning about, whether it's material, whether it's tools, styles of tying, things like that, let me know in the comments down below, and I will find some time to get that video done. So thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. Thank you for joining me at the Vise today. I hope you learned a new pattern, at least a tip or trick here and there. If you'd like to help Dress Irons, you can like, comment, share, subscribe, all those wonderful things for the video. You can also head out to dressedirons.com where you can buy flies, tools, stickers, and merch, or you can join a growing community over on Locals at the Dressed Irons Fly Tying Guild. You can also donate to Dressed Irons if you want through the link at the bottom of the description. I thank everybody for their ongoing support, as it really does help the creation of these videos. What's important is to remember, only fly tying. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.